YouTube vinyl community, she and him fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens. We're here today to talk about Melt Away, a tribute to Brian Wilson by She and Him, released through Fantasy Records 2022. This kind of came out of nowhere. A few months ago, we got word about this thing coming out, and it was very exciting because, backstory, we know that both of them are humongous Beach Boys fans, going as far back as, I think it was 2008 when Brian was doing That Lucky Old Son. He did a video with Zooey Deschanel at the Hollywood Bowl, if memory serves me correctly, where they were talking about music somehow. I wish I remember what it was. But anyways, the two of them were together, and Zooey was talking about how much she loved his music, and Brian was talking about how much he liked her record. Flash forward a handful of years later, they worked together on No Peer Pressure on a really good song called On the Island, or On an Island, and I love that track. And it just made sense to me that when this project was announced, it was like, yeah, that's something they should totally do, because if anyone would do it and do it well, it would be She and Him, because they respect the music, they're extremely talented people, and taking a project like this and reinterpreting these songs to show off a different side of the material or delve deeper into what makes those songs so touching is a challenging and almost daunting project, because the work of the Beach Boys and Brian Wilson it's something that's very hard to take and make your own, or take and do something different with and have the results be enjoyable. They accomplished that many times over on this album. Let me read the back really quick. This gives you the best synopsis of what happened. So it says, in the spring of 2020, we started a list of our favorite Brian songs, a very long list. We chose songs without any regard to their chart performance. The obscure ones hit us just as hard as the more popular songs, and all are ripe for reimagining, reinterpreting, reinventing. Brian writes songs of beauty and loneliness and vulnerability better than anyone, and by sequencing them next to popular songs of confidence and love and fun, it creates a more complete picture of life on Earth. We hope you enjoy the music, and to see you all somewhere soon, Zoe and Matt. So, the first song I heard from this was Darlin'. This was the lead single, and it was a great introduction to the album and the first song on the album. Matt starts singing this one vocally, and his punctual and articulate delivery really works well. You know, it's definitely not the Carl Wilson production, but it's not meant to be that. It's supposed to be a different sort of delivery of appreciation for somebody, and it works so well. And then when Zoe comes in, it adds her touch to it. So it's nice to have this as like a duet. It works really great, and there's some awesome acoustic guitars in this thing, really nice electric guitars with a really good bendy solo. It's just a super heartwarming song, and the unexpected key change was a nice touch, and it worked well. It doesn't sound cheesy. Sometimes key changes are completely unnecessary, and they're done just to give the song a lift somewhere else, because sometimes songs just don't work, and if you add a key change, boom, you have a slightly different song, and the work is kind of accomplished. But with this, it's like, oh, that's a nice little lift. It was nothing about that was cheesy or lame. It was like, oh, okay, I dig that. Good job, guys. Wouldn't It Be Nice follows it up, and it starts up with this boogie-woogie piano that sounds exactly like This Car of Mine, but the way it eventually blends into Wouldn't It Be Nice is incredible, because, you know, we know how the actual song starts with that, and you get that boom, big drum beat. This one has a whole different approach, and I really, really enjoy that. Zoe's vocals on this one are just warm and in the zone. Her harmonies are heaven sent, and the rhythm track is so solid, and it works so well as an indie rock charmer. Just a really sweet version of the song. It's pretty faithful to the original song, but done in its own sort of almost minimal way. And I'm using the word minimal in the sense that, like, the Wrecking Crew isn't here. There's a smaller group of people playing this music. Till I Die follows it, and this track is actually pretty damn great. Somber, lonely, great reverb production. Zoe's multi-track vocals are wonderful. She sounds confident in her wisdom-laden delivery. Like, she takes the song and makes it her own, and you can feel some of her experiences maybe she's had as she sings this song, because it sounds so honest and sincere. Nothing about this sounds like a performance. It sounds like you're really hearing it from her. But the trumpet on this thing gives the song a whole other dimension and flavor that, again, very unexpected, but works so well. Love what they did with this one. The taglines at the end are very poignant, hearing the two of them repeat the "These things I'll be until I die" refrain. Great track. Deirdre, again, unexpected. This song was made for them. This needs to be a single yesterday. This has She and Him classic written all over it. It's cute, it's peppy, it's got a good vibe. Zoe's soft and delicate delivery is amazing. Her layered harmonies are gorgeous. This is just a She and Him song with the Beach Boys all over it. It's incredible. They took this song, made it their own. It's one of the best songs on the album. Melt Away, the title track. Wonderful guitar work. Zoe floats in vocally like a little breeze. Just a nice, pleasant version of this song. There's nothing too exciting about it, just in the sense that it's meant to be sort of just a chill song to vibe with, if you will. Good to My Baby. This is a great little song too. Awesome guitar licks on this thing. Like, there's some upbeat energy to this one. It's really bouncy and exciting, but really direct and to the point. A lot of fun. But those guitar licks are really, really fun to listen to. And then side one ends with Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulder, which an album highlight. Absolutely. It's melancholy but not sad. It's warm but not sappy. It's just honest and from the heart. And I love the use of empty space to create atmosphere, especially at the end, where they kind of create this little groove as it fades out. They take the song that we all know by heart and give it just a little different spark of life, and it makes for a really effective listen. Again, this goes to the genius of these two working together, knowing how to create a beautiful song from an already beautiful song, taking chords that are unusual, and you can create something different with those really great chords. Definitely well done. Side B starts off with Don't Worry Baby, and Matt takes the lead on this one for a bit with his careful and soft delivery, and the blend of their voices in the chorus is absolute magic. It's an excellent version, and definitely a song that really stands out in this album. And then you get to This Whole World, and again, this one for me is like a wow moment, because you take a beautiful track and completely transform its progression and the construction and structure of the song, and it works so well. They make it their own, and it shines in a whole different way. It really has its own little character to it. They took a song that we all hold near and dear to our hearts. This Whole World is almost everybody's, universally favorite song off Sunflower, and they absolutely make it their own. And it's a wonderful version. Nothing about it sounds pretentious for making it their own. Nothing about it sounds bloated or unnecessary. It's a very well done performance. Yeah, I would clap if I could, but I'm holding an album. Kiss Me Baby. This is, again, another album highlight for me. Matt sings this with Zoe, and it's a very gentle, sweet song. Those chords will work so well with a more sparse instrumentation. Again, not using 48 people like the Wrecking Crew was. It's a smaller group, but it works so well. Another album highlight, absolutely. Do It Again. The man himself, Mr. Brian Wilson, sings on this one. He sounds great. She and him join in, vocally with him, of course. It's just a fun version of the song, and it's in a slightly different key, which gives it this yearning vibe. So it almost sounds like it's from the future, which is kind of weird, because the song always has sounded like it's from the future. It's always had this sort of not spacey feel, but those drums from the original version give it this robotic electronic vibe, and I think that's always why it makes the song sound so fresh. And so to change the key on it a little bit kind of keeps that freshness alive, and it works really well, especially hearing Brian with his modern voice sing it. Awesome. Then you get Heads You Win, Tails I Lose, and this was a completely unexpected track because I really dig this song. It's an early Beach Boys, kind of an obscure track, really, to be honest. And hearing what they did with it is very cool. I was getting this very Telstar vibe, like a radio from a distant planet, of a band trying to sound like a '60s surf band from an alien group doing their own version of what they think human music sounds like. And that's what this version sounds like, and I love it. It's spacey, it's atmospheric, it's a groove, it's kind of sci-fi. I really, really like what they did with this. It was completely unexpected and a knock out of the park. Please Let Me Wonder. This might be my favorite song on the album. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite Beach Boys covers ever. Zoe has such a heartfelt delivery on this thing, and the minimal instrumentation works so well. Again, I've said that numerous times, but it really does work well. I adore this one because it's sweet and it's dreamy, and it sends you somewhere else. You know, Zoe's got these vocals that really do sound like they're from a different time, and she's got this spirit to her delivery that is very endearing. So you feel like you can understand her storytelling when she sings, and in this song in particular, you really get that vibe. So Please Let Me Wonder is one of my absolute favorite covers on this album. Very well done. And then Meant For You is the last song on here. They both take turns taking the lead on it, and then it kind of chills out musically as it comes to a very gentle close. But absolutely love this album. It was one of those things where, like, I've heard a lot of Beach Boys covers in my life, and some of them are great, some of them fall really flat. They chose a selection of songs, just like what they said in the back of the album, that really tie together a picture of life on Earth. You have happy times, sad times, in the middle times, and they take these already classic songs and make them their own in the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Welcoming way. The most welcoming way. It's like, hey, we rearranged these songs and we think you're going to really dig it, and we do. It's not like, we did these songs differently, you're going to love it. No, it's like, we think you're going to really understand what we did here. And yeah, we do. Here's the back cover. So it's got the little blurb up top, the track listing here, and this happens to be the indie retail exclusive Lemonade translucent vinyl. And I'll show you what that looks like. It's exactly what it looks like. Gorgeous, see-through, almost see-through yellow. Very, very nice. And the inner sleeve itself is cool because it's got the information about the songs and the logo design. One thing that's wrong on the sleeve is on Heads You Win, Tails I Lose. It's credited to Brian Wilson and Terry Usher. Terry with a T. It's supposed to be Gary Usher. So I'm sure it's one little typo slip up there, but worth noting anyway. So there you go. Overall, for an album that came out of nowhere and really caught me by surprise, and I think a lot of other Beach Boys fans by surprise too, it's a fantastic listen because I know for a lot of fans of bands, when you hear like a tribute album comes out, it's like, I'm just going to play the actual album. That's what I want to hear. They take those elements of what makes those songs so special and rearrange them in a way that's also palatable and something you want to listen to. Like, I will find myself listening to this a lot over the coming millennium and really enjoy it because they take music that we love and appreciate and do it in a slightly different way that makes it just like, wow, you can take these chords and go somewhere else with it. And wow, her voice is great. And wow, Matt's vocal delivery is very interesting because he's not trying to sound like a Beach Boy, but he's got these beautiful lyrics and he's making them his own. And the instrumentation on this thing is so expertly played. The production is wonderful. They really knocked it out of the park with this thing. I'm not just blowing smoke up this thing. Like, I really, really enjoy it. I think if I wasn't even a Beach Boys fan, like if I was a She and Him fan but wasn't a Beach Boys fan, I would really dig what they were doing on this thing. It's a very complete piece of work. So hats off to She and Him because they really nailed it with this one. So for me, solid 8 or 9 out of 10. It's a total She and Him classic, if you ask me. They've got a really great discography, and this is an excellent addition to it. And if you're a Beach Boys fan, you're going to enjoy this. You will absolutely enjoy this. There's a charming, heartwarming quality that just drips out of the grooves on this thing. And you feel the care that they have for these songs, and you know that they want to do them justice. Simple as that. So, my name is Giggens. This has been She and Him, Melt Away, a tribute to Brian Wilson. Thank you so much for watching. 8 or 9 out of 10. Hands down all day, man. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Giggens. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.